Good evening and Shana Tova. On the mantle in our bedroom, we have a set of leather-bound books containing copies of hundreds of letters that my grandfather wrote to my grandmother while he served in Europe during the Second World War. These letters are incredible documents that describe the day-to-day life of a soldier fighting under General Patton to defeat the Nazis. When I need a little inspiration, I pick up one of these books and marvel at the positive attitude and good humor of a man that is going through such a difficult time in his life. However, what's most striking when reading these books, these letters, is not the description of wartime Europe. Rather, it's Paul's constant focus on the well-being of my grandmother. You see, Meemaw was left behind in the small town of Osceola, Arkansas, to run the family's combination liquor and dry goods store. And it was not easy. With a large part of the town away, serving in the military, sales were terrible. And if that were not enough, the state of Arkansas in the 1940s was not too fond of having a woman run a liquor store. So there were constant threats to shut her down. As the story goes, after keeping the store intact for about 2.5 years with Paw gone, there was a final notice from the state that the license was going to be pulled. Meemaw was obviously very concerned, and she turned to her most trusted community, the Temple Israel in Blytheville, Arkansas, to help her through those tough times. The congregants there were either immigrants or first-generation Americans that worked mostly as merchants on the main streets of Osceola, Lepanto, Blytheville, and Wilson, and they knew her plight well. The more that these feisty, small-town American Jews discussed the matter, the more they were convinced that they were not going to allow Meemaw to lose her liquor license without a fight. A game plan was made, and Meemaw and my Uncle Nathan drove the 3 hours to Little Rock and met with whomever they could in the state capitol to help our family. In the end, the Weinberg family liquor license was saved, and the store remained open and successful until my grandparents retired in the 1970s. While it may sound strange to some, it made perfect sense to the Jewish people of northeastern Arkansas that the discussions to save my grandparents' store took place in the temple. As Rabbi Schuldenfrei discussed in his meaningful Rosh Hashanah sermon, the Hebrew word for synagogue, Beit Knesset, translates to house of assembly. The members of Temple Israel and Blytheville assembled there in times of need and celebrated one another in times of joy. They bound themselves together to quietly fight the anti-Semitism of the region and cheered with the founding of the State of Israel. They held bar mitzvahs and weddings, and I am certain that, like Adad Ariel just recently, they had their fair share of hootenannies. Friends, this is how community works, and I am proud to say that so many of us find the same type of community here at Adad Ariel. I know our family certainly experienced the height of community and connection with the unfortunate passing of my mother-in-law, Ivy Libros. We received food and phone calls, heartfelt support, and an outpouring of thoughtful action from our fellow congregants. We experienced this low point in our lives, not alone, but instead with a blanket of love, caring, and kindness. This is exactly the soul nourishment our community can provide. We all may find ways that we can connect with the community here at Adad. Our synagogue serves as a combination sanctuary, meeting hall, cafe, educational center, and sports complex. To daven the daily prayers, there just needs to be 10 Jews together in one place. But in order to have a community, we must have a place to assemble. We need a Beit Knesset, and I am very grateful that we have such a vibrant one here at Adat Ariel. If you just process our schedule alone, you might be blown away at the many ways this mighty place serves our congregants and the broader community. Every single day, hundreds of people step foot onto this campus. Adat opens our doors at 7 a.m. to support and invite those of Alcoholics Anonymous to gather together to recover. At 7:30 a.m., our Millionaires begin Shacharit service in Deber Chapel, and our cafe opens, serving coffee and pastries to all the parents dropping their children off at the Early Childhood Center and the Citizens of the World Charter School. In the afternoon, you can find about 150 kids on campus in enrichment classes and on the sports fields as they participate in our very successful Adat Plus after-school program. B'nai Mitzvah students can be seen studying on the courtyard, and on Tuesdays, our campus is crowded with students attending the Jewish Learning Center while their parents can take part in a yoga class. We have a growing and vibrant youth group for our teenagers, and the women of Adat and men of Adat plan regular events for adults to spend time together, sometimes doing Tikkun Olam and other times just having fun. Of course, all this comes along with our amazing clergy that are constantly finding innovative and uplifting ways to learn and to participate in spiritual life. The adult education programs here are second to none, and services are beautiful, musical, and soulful. It is no mistake that the Jewish people refer to themselves as Am Yisrael, the people of Israel. On an everyday level, this focus on peoplehood is translated into the community as the primary organizing structure of Jewish life. And folks, this is your community. It's here to support you when things are not going your way, and we are here to celebrate you in times of joy. However, we need your financial support in order to do so. You knew that was coming. This is an amazing time at Adat. There's an exciting buzz, there's innovation, and there's incredible leadership with Cantor Judy Dubin-Aronoff, Executive Director Eric Nicastro, Synagogue President Adam Spiegel, and of course our new dynamic Senior Rabbi, Brian Schuldenfrei. Look around at this established yet young and vibrant community. There is a real feeling of momentum here, and I implore you to make an investment to help that continue. I ask you to really think about where you spend your philanthropic dollars and urge you to make Adat Ariel at the top. My personal dedication to living a Jewish life is a direct result of the investment made by my Meemaw, Pawpaw, and their fellow congregants in Temple Israel of Blytheville, Arkansas. And it is my hope and prayer that my grandchildren will say the same thing about the investment that we make here at Adat Ariel. In order to make your annual campaign pledge, simply bend the bottom of your ticket and place it in the envelope at your seat. Our fantastic ushers and staff are here to accept the envelopes. If you need a pledge tab, please speak to Eric Nicastro, our Assistant Executive Director, Jessica Bieber, in the front of the courtyard. For those of you watching at home, just press the donate button on the live stream page. And you can always go to adatariel.org to show your support on the donation page. Thank you very much, and I wish you a happy and healthy New Year.